In 2022 I've gotten into speedrunning, and to this day I hold a few world records myself. Now if you also follow my streams, you know that I play a lot of Souls games, but I'm so trash at them that I could never speedrun them. So in other words, I was looking for a new game, a brand new game that maybe nobody has speedrun before or few people have, where I actually have a chance to find new strats myself and perfect a speedrun.
And let's be real for a second, fewer competition also means it's easier to get the world record.
And this is pretty much when Charlie, aka 𝗺𝗂𝗶𝗹𝗶 on YouTube, uploaded this.
Oh sorry, wrong video.
I've chosen an obscure game that I know none of you have ever heard of and have never played, and I'm hosting a $10,000 speedrun competition. $10,000.
Alright, well, we're doing it. You've never heard of that game? Well, Amok Runner is a small indie game on Steam, which is based on a renowned novella from the 1920s by Stefan Zweig.
But back to business.
Just a day after that video was posted, there already was a speedrun.com page for Amok Runner, and a Discord was created as well, where runners would share their runs, their strategies, and also their bugs. Obviously, I had to buy the game and participate, so I ended up streaming it the same day.
We're doing it live!
It took me about 3 hours maybe to finish the game in my first playthrough, but I slowly got better. Also was playing with controller, nobody was playing this with controller except for me. And I was actively searching for shortcuts, especially at the car chase. That one was rough.
You almost called him.
So can we not break through there? Are we always gonna get shot? But I also found a few skips that turned out to be quite useless, since there were way better ones already, such as having this big guy stuck in the fence right here. And I also spent a lot of time trying to figure out if we can already shoot the end boss in his cutscene. Does this work?
Now, there's something else to this game. Amok Runner has a certain speedrun feature. What do I mean by that? You know, there are a few puzzle games. The game is essentially a shooter/puzzle game. And some of those puzzles actually change from game to game. So you don't just need the muscle memory. You also need to actively think while playing.
We're doing it live!
And I must say, well, the game may be a bit poorly optimized. It is a really nice game to speedrun, and I actually quite enjoyed it.
Now I know
You want to see them strats, so let's analyze them together. And what better way to do that than actually looking at the current world record?
or rather the former world record by SpiceeTV, since it got beaten already by Zach and also by Weegee. And as I'm editing this video at 4 AM, 2 hours to the deadline, Weegee literally just beat the world record by 1 second again, so I think Weegee is actually the winner of this competition. Big congrats. Now the first skip I want to talk about here is the door skip. In theory a very simple one. What you're trying to do here is essentially walk out of the door as soon as it closes. So for that you pretty much walk towards your table to position well. Then as soon as the lady steps in, you gotta see once her feet align on the carpet, you gotta start walking to the door and save yourself quite some seconds. Now the second skip we're looking at is the so-called cock skip. Now don't you demonetize me, YouTube, we're talking about chickens of course. Essentially you take the bicycle, you drive it onto the fence over here, and now as soon as a dude comes walking towards you, you get off the bike and open the map and you get launched into the air, and if the angle is right you will land directly in the train station, saving yourself about 20 seconds. The third skip is the easiest one, however it's mostly dubbed the a-hole skip because, well, you know, there's this dude who just calls you an a-hole and then chases you down trying to kill you, so you can essentially skip that whole cutscene and the whole chase by simply not directly walking to your house but going through the little farm. Now next up we have the cone skip or the crane skip. Essentially you drive onto this cone at the end of the map and launch yourself over to the abandoned house and save yourself almost a minute by literally skipping the crane puzzle. On your way out you can do the mansion skip, which is one of the most insane speedrun strats that I've ever seen. win. Essentially, you launch yourself up so high that you can land directly at the mansion and start lootin', shootin', tootin'. With this skip, you pretty much save yourself a whole minute. Now on your way out, it is worth mentioning that right here you can do a Chinatown skip as well, which is pretty much the same as the crane and mansion skip. However, I have yet to see anybody properly integrated in their runs, and I can absolutely see why. I mean, it is already hard enough to hit just those 2 car skips and a bike skip all in one run, but what you can hit are the spikes in the car chase next, because they don't actually slow you down at all. The main skip in the car chase happens right here. Instead of going to the left, you crash through the fence right here and then cut to the right, skip a whole part of that race, and not far after you do the same and you are quicker at the cemetery. Now in the cemetery chase, right before the cutscene where the 𝗃𝗶𝗶𝗶 appears, you can see a tree where you can simply walk through and then continue on to the boss fight, completely skipping that whole cutscene and saving yourself quite some seconds yet again. And once you're on the ship, there is one more skip that you can do, but most runners will choose not to do it. It is the moist skip, which looks something like this.
Oh! Wait, what? Wait, what? Oh my god, this is huge.
So what you do is you bug yourself up the stairs and then walk on the railing up to the coffin. Now you just gotta walk down first, otherwise it won't work. And you get back up and essentially you can finish the game. But be careful, it can happen that you end up stuck in the stairs, which happened to me. It would be safer to not do it. We're doing more skip. Oh my god. No! 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 Stop!
All in all, I think it was crazy how fast a speedrunning community for a brand new game, essentially nobody has speedrun the game before, came together and started speedrunning the game, sharing strats, inventing new strats. My personal best time is
31 minutes and 48 seconds.
Which I'm quite proud of.
My final run, however, was in the middle of the challenge, so many of the big skips hadn't even been discovered yet. And I think the best ranking I've unofficially had was 34th, which I think was on day 2.
This was an awesome challenge for sure. I enjoyed taking part of it, even though it was clear I'm not gonna win or get anywhere close. I still had a lot of fun and I'm gonna keep speedrunning, that's for sure. I might not have gotten an extra 10k, but hey, 1k is also alright. And I mean subscribers on YouTube. Please subscribe. That transition was so bad, wasn't it? I'll see you next time.